So coming up on the show, more Eurovision magic from our man in Turin, Richie Anderson. He's bringing us the gold this morning. And also, listen out for the cutest version of Spaceman we've heard yet from some school kids, coming up on The Breakfast Show. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 8 o'clock on Friday the 13th of May. Good morning, this is Tina Dahealy. Boris Johnson has demanded ministers come up with a plan to dramatically slash the number of civil servants. A convoy of Russian armour has been devastated by a Ukrainian ambush at a river crossing. And the trifle that's hit the sweet spot for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Boris Johnson has given senior ministers 1 month to come up with plans to drastically reduce the size of the civil service. It's understood the Prime Minister wants the number of civil servants to return to where it was in 2016, when about 91,000 fewer were employed. A spokesperson said the public expected the government to be run as efficiently as possible. Dave Penman is head of Civil Servants Union, the FDA. He said the plans appeared to be rushed and ill thought out.
If you're going to just simply pluck a figure out of the air and say it's now 90,000 because there's a convenient point in time when we liked the number, that's not a serious way to look at what does the government want to do and how can it deliver that in the most effective and efficient way.
The Brexit Opportunities and Government Efficiency Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg said taxpayers expected the civil service to be value for money.
Governments have no money of their own. It is only money taken from hard-working taxpayers who provide the funds that the state expends. But during an issue with the cost of living and with inflation, you need to have control of budgets and you need to ensure that things are run as efficiently and as effectively as possible. So it fits in with the overall economic circumstance.
The Democratic Unionist Party has said it won't support the election of a Speaker in the Northern Ireland Assembly when it meets for the first time later following last week's election. Under power-sharing rules, the Speaker must have cross-community backing. The DUP has refused to enter the government at Stormont until ministers in London take action to change post-Brexit trade checks on goods coming from Britain. The body that runs local authority social care in England has warned of a rapid rise in the number of elderly and disabled people waiting for care services. The Association of Directors of Adult Social Services says the figures passed 500,000. Last September, it was just under 300,000. It's calling for urgent government funding to tackle staff shortages. Ministers say they're investing billions of pounds in the care system. British military intelligence has confirmed that Ukrainian forces destroyed a significant number of armoured vehicles as Russian forces crossed a river in the Donbass. The MOD said the Russian operation was highly risky and showed its commanders were under pressure to make progress. Our correspondent in Ukraine, Joe Inwood, has been following events from Lviv.
The burned-out shells of Russian tanks and armoured vehicles line the east bank of the Seversky Donets River. Half-built pontoon bridges jut into the water. It's thought almost an entire battalion of vehicles was lost. But they are making progress elsewhere, it seems, with reports they have taken the nearby town of Rubizhne. That would mean the strategically important city of Severodonetsk is surrounded on 3 sides. If Russian forces can take that, they would control a number of crossings over the river that has recently cost them so dear.
North Korea has confirmed its first COVID death a day after saying it was dealing with its first outbreak. State media said nearly 200,000 people were in quarantine with a fever. From the South Korean capital, Seoul, here's our correspondent Jean Mackenzie.
While North Korea only confirmed its first case of COVID-19 yesterday, state media this morning reports that a fever has been spreading explosively around the country since the end of April. More than 350,000 people have so far experienced symptoms, with 18,000 identified yesterday. These figures